Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to Kenshi Birth of Hive, episode 57. Rules and goals. Yes, most of these you all voted on. Here they are as a quick reminder. So, last episode, I was fighting through the fishy swarms of the... Well, as you can see, they're all collapsing because I just loaded the game. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them. Swarms and swarms of the fish people, I guess. And now is just about time. Let me do a quick health check. It's just about time for me to go upwards into the island lab. Now, while I do that, I want to head back home for just a moment. Like, not actually move there, but just check in. So, Crab's still cranking out the leaf choppers. Oh, yeah. Oboro, you probably have made enough bolts. I don't want to get to a point where, like, I have 1,000 bolts and it's messy. Skith, could you, yeah, thank you. 14, no, we could actually crank out some more. Another thing I wanted to do for the crafters specifically is start to crank out some, armored rags. So these skirts, I'll make a skirt too. I'm going to stop repeating Q. And I'm going to bump some of the things here. So the idea is that the crafters, the dedicated crafters, should look uniquely different than everybody else. So that's the reason for the armored rags. Putting them in rags. Now, it doesn't look like rags, but it is hiver-based armor. Hivers tend to use rags, so they're somewhat appropriate. Alright, so here we are. I'm going to set everybody to hold, and I'm going to take position up over here. I'm going to have Beep poke his head in. Oh, Beep was down. He was the only one downstairs. I'm glad I picked Beep at random. So here is yet another lab, but this one's a little bit different because it's inhabited by gurglers, and they've sort of made it their own. There's also skeleton repair beds for the queen because she's had her arm damaged a little bit. So I'm going to have Queen rest there, and I'm going to pick Hella, and she's going to start picking boxes. Because this isn't a typical tech lab. Needs power for the bed to operate. All right, well, there's not going to be power. I don't have power, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just some fish. Yep, here's an ancient science book. These gurglers don't exactly know the wealth that they have inherited and moving in here. But I think the bottom floor, except for the eggs, the bottom floor pretty much doesn't have anything much like all the other labs. So here's floor number 2. There is some fish piles and some boxes I'd like to poke through, but what I'm really interested in is this guy. So this guy is named King Gurgler. He is the Gurgle King. He's the boss of the fishmen, and everybody is worshiping him. So the idea is to line up and get ready for a heck of a fight. King Gurgler is no pushover. He is a Mato wielder, meaning he's got one of those legendary blades, like these. So Beep, we're going to have you pull King Gurgle. I suspect his followers are coming. Given that many of the followers are coming, this is going to be a everybody fight. Oz, I might leave you out of this one, though, because Oz tends to get mashed up. Oh, here's the... Okay. I love how King Gurgler goes straight for Oz. Alright, taking everyone off hold. We'll tell everyone to attack targets. And then I want sort of my toughest and strongest to focus on King Gurgler themselves. Not making it a fair fight at all. We are... The 3 attack slots definitely beating them down. I'm also going to try to control everybody so they don't leave the fight. So as you can see, Muhammad just got hacked to the head pretty hard. But this Gurgle King is definitely getting KO'd and fast. So, the King Gurgle head is a bounty item. This is, I think, the first bounty that we found. So, much like how there's a reward for turning in, let's say, the Dust King, King Gurgler has literally just a head that you can turn in. He also has this excellent against robots combat cleaver. So let's take the Gurgle head, and that should kill. Yep, that does indeed kill King Gurgler. That was really not that hard of a fight. Now, the reason I upped the requirements for combat raids. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have everybody attack the people in here. I know that I do have penalties to indoors, but given how swiftly and quickly we handled the other guys, I'm not all that worried about the indoor fight. Now, so the reason why I increased or had you guys vote on to increase the... Ooh, an AI core, that's what I'm after. The squad max is... This mod changes the way some of the factions work. And they get a lot more dangerous. Which is why we all voted to increase squad max. Because, like, ooh. A Masterwork Drifter's leather jacket. That could be really, really good. So, the Southern Hive, or the Cannibals, or the Shrieking Bandits, they all get pretty unruly difficult. A Masterwork Arm. Edge 1 Club, that's funny. It's like golden-plated poop. I think that is all the boxes here. I know I'm not watching the combat, but you just saw me kill like 500 fish on my way in. So, you know, do you really need to watch me kill like 10 more? Probably not. Alright, so Thorns, you do not have in... Oh, Oz, you're the one with inventory space. Can you get up here? Because I'm sure we are going to be looting some good stuff. Here's their ancient safe. MK2 Paladin Cross. I'll take it just to sell it. Here's another AI core. That's really what I'm after. So these AI cores, I'm obviously going to put to use to... Oh, Masterwork Skull and Arm. To research better replacement body parts. Fishy items. Okay. That's added in a mod. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, yeah, just install this Masterwork Arm or the, you know, whatever. But the thing is, I really want hiver-based limbs. And that's why I'm focusing so much on getting... Well, I can sleep in a fish bed. That's funny. That's why I'm focused so much on the obtaining research items, so that we can actually... Oh, here's a Masterwork Scout Leg. That we can start to craft these wonderful things. Another AI core. You really need to check all the little barrels and whatnot, because it's very, very easy to miss things in the lab here. So I'm almost positive I checked all the, or I am positive I checked all this, but I'm gonna double check. Because the cost of double checking is almost nothing, and the cost of not finding something important would be devastating. There's a finite amount of AI cores. Not exactly a finite, but effectively a finite amount of AI cores that you can even have in the game. And if you miss some, that opportunity is not coming back. Oz, I want you... Oh, you're already here. Oz is kind of stuck. I wanted him to grab some of this fish. I don't want to pick through each individual body and corpse for the fish, because that's just takes too long. But all right, so most of these boxes here aren't containers. They don't actually store anything. All right, I think we're good. I think I've been thorough enough. So another issue is for me to be able to sell the King Gurgler's head, I need to trade with a merchant that has enough money to cover that cost. So what I'll probably end up doing here, not to ruin anything, is to head to the scrap house and buy things that I might want, because the scrap house has extraordinarily expensive items. And that will allow me to sell the Gurgle head without, you know, discounting max price or something like that. Let's take a quick look at health here. That was no sweat off our backs, none whatsoever. That's kind of incredible. All right, Jordan, you look to be maybe the slowest, so let's go march out of here. Now, the only issue is just because I've killed King Gurgler doesn't mean the rest of the Gurglers care. Well, they care, but they're still going to be hostile. The rest of this island is crabs. Yeah, I don't want to leave this island having not killed any crabs. So let's go do that. These just got added to my Kenshi on the Rim series, which is a Twitch streaming series of RimWorld. And they are very, very dangerous in Kenshi on the Rim. As you can see, the hits here, look at the red numbers. Some of these hits here are much higher than what the little fishmen can manage. But regardless, my guys cannot be stopped. And they have possibly edible food. Passably edible, I should call it. Now, if I was nice, I would cook some of this up, but I am not known to be nice. I'm going to take everybody off of hold because medics aren't really able to patch people up while holding. And then I was dumping some of this food on Oz. I think we've come away from killing the beak things and all this. We're coming away with so much more food than we even left the base with. As you can see, Oz is full of food, and Red Rain is absolutely stuffed to the max, to the gills, pun intended, with food. So the Royal Valley over here is where the Southern Hive roughly resides. It's called the Royal Valley because the Queen lives there. I'm not going to get in a fight at Fish Isle. I'm sort of curious if there's anyone that sort of respawned over here. There is that one green horse chopper, which I could grab, but it's really not incredibly important. And now I'm also going to have to remember that Hella has an AI core on her. So, Droiden, you are going to go north. There we go. Another thing is I have this Drifter's leather jacket. So it has really bad right arm coverage, but that's so that people can shoot crossbows quicker. But honestly, these assassin rags have the same positive crossbow effects. Well, Green's doesn't. So Green actually could benefit from that. Could benefit from that jacket because he was wearing light armor. All right. So as you can see in the bottom of the skills, it allows you to fire a crossbow 10% faster, 1.1x. And the assassin rags also have that. as well as a bunch of dodge and combat speed and all that stuff. Assassin Rags, I think, are better, but they have poor arm coverage and stomach coverage. This has a lot better stomach coverage and chest coverage. So the Drifter Leather is probably something they aim for to buy at the scrap house when I get up north. Oh, that was awkward. All right, green, you need to follow Jordan again. No, I would say after clear, I mean, yeah, there's some crabs here and there, but after clearing out a lot of that lab, most of the really dangerous people or gurglers are sort of cleared out. I am also super unbelievably low on ammo. I've just realized. Green, give that to Oz. And Hella. So 3 AI cores, plus the one I have at home, 4, which gives me 2 potential robotics research. And I'm just trying to stack everything on Oz so that I have a good count, a good total count of what I've got. Please use the bridge this time. Because last time my guys were not really using the bridge. So Hella's out of ammo. Alright, so Hella has a teeny bit of ammo, but essentially we're bingo ammo. And let me speed time up. Okay, yeah. Use the bridge, people. I'm just going to speed up time. Bunch of the animals. Oh, and Ron. Ron, what's going on with you, buddy? Oh, yeah, you've got... Yeah, okay. Ron's somewhat encumbered, because the King Gurgler's head is 10 kilograms, and this weapon's 28. Oh, here's a beaky. This area is infested with beak things, as I'm sure you've already noticed. Wow, this beak thing hasn't even gotten a hit off yet. That was first hit for 8 points, and it's dead. Right. Oh, here comes another one. I'm actually going to turn ranged off and have my ranged people save their ammo. So I think the combat cleaver that I have here, no one is actually strong enough to wield that thing yet, which is funny. But we are doing some strength training. We should still be doing strength training back home. I don't think that has changed. Alright, Jordan should still be the slowest now that I've fixed Ron and his inventory. That combat cleaver is a good goal for people to wield. I'm just not quite there yet. So Green's holding some armor that I don't necessarily need on him. But I think... Oh, and Honey's got some animal claws that I can just dump out. Alright, we are mostly inventory organized. So while we're moving back home, or back towards the scrap house, let's actually order Droiden to move sort of more beelining to the scrap house. It says I've not discovered it. Have I not been there? Oh, no, I just didn't zoom in enough, because I've been there. Let's go ahead and pick up Crab and Snowy, our weapon and armor smiths. Alright, so here's my additional leaf blades. I forget who mentioned it, but someone did have the... that's Jay. Someone did have the idea to just essentially fill up Crab with weapons that I don't want to sell. Or that I don't want to use, rather, excuse me. And that will force him to put his the weapons he makes away. So I've just filled his inventory full of stuff. He looks cool, but ideally I'll take one of those giant hammer things. So there's 3 more leaf blades there. And I'm going to go down the line here. Pharaoh, Delirious, and Knave all need one. They're all edge 1 types. So they're not amazing, but you know, they'll get the job done. Come on. Oh, Knave and Pharaoh were sitting where I told them to sit. And that means that they are really, really, really far away. So the rags are coming out. We're just waiting for armor plating from Resnick. And then our crafters can start looking unique. So the armored skirt here does not have a movement penalty, which is good. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Whoa. Okay, it's briefly disappeared. So it looks like that. I know that wasn't a really good shot of it. But once Snowy's in full colored rags, or whatever you want to call it, I'll show those off. So Knave, you've got your blade. And Pharaoh, your turn to get yours. And that just leaves like orange chaos here. What I need to do is I need to start figuring out exactly who's combat and who's crafter. And dress them appropriately. And then maybe differentiate them even further with helmets and stuff. Just so that I don't ever get them mixed up. Because it is a little confusing. So taking a look at my research. Yeah, I might as well research that. We are getting walloped over here. This is, just a standard one. Got some lucky hits, I suspect. Oh man, this thing got a lot of... This must be, Oh yeah, this is one of the elders. That's what's going on. So, there are, like, an elite type of beak thing here, as you can see, that is way massively stronger than the standard beak things. And it is absolutely destroying us. It has way more health and armor and everything than the other beaks. And it knocked a whole bunch of us out. Still edible, though. Alright, this is a terrible, terrible spot to camp. For kind of dreadfully obvious reasons. But I really don't have much of a choice. So I'm going to dump 10 bags out and get them set up. And hope that one of these elder beaks doesn't aggro me. If they do, I probably will have to kite it away. And survive that way. Alright, so Green's setting up the beds. Hella is honestly pretty close to dying. Her head got bashed in. These little crossbow goggles look cool or whatever, but they certainly do not protect you very much from the sort of blows that you would come to expect. Alright, splint your own injuries, Queen. I'm going to have to keep my head on a swivel. Now, luckily, the elder beak things are not super common. So we're not likely to find, like, tons and tons of them here. But Droiden, you did a fantastic job tanking the thing. Holy moly, did you ever. And same with Thor and Minus. Yeah, we had a... If we had lesser armor, I'm actually surprised. Again, Talon survives somewhat miraculously, if I do say so, because he has dreadfully bad armor compared to everyone else, and he was sort of front and center with the with it. All right, so these, as you can see, their health is about 300, and the one I just killed had a health of like 650. More than twice, or about twice the health. So do a little patching up. I'm trying to have the people that need the health move to Frenchie, because Frenchie's limping pretty hard and can't really move himself. So the really healthy people I'm going to have stand aside. Oh, and he's close enough to full. Here, Ron. Get you up to full. Both Red Rain and Thorns needs a little bit of love. Yeah. Actually, some of the body parts were up at like 700. That is a tough big thing. No, Sangheli, I'm trying to click you. All right. So here's our perfectly healthy people. We also have 2 bone dogs that need a little bit of healing, but I'm going to heal... because they can run at full speed. I'm going to heal everyone else first. Wow. Keeping watch. Although it's not all that easy to outrun a beak thing. Yeah, 10 beds was fine. Whew. Well, that was scary. Briefly. Switching back to Snowy and... Yep. Oh, Masterwork armor rags. So, the armor rags, I wouldn't say are necessarily amazing armor-wise. They're not terrible. If you take a look, there's a... It gives you a little bit of armor martial arts bonus, and then it makes everything else a little bit trickier. You do get some decent blunt resistances, but this is more or less what my my crafters are going to look like. Right there. This is Snowy here. So the armored rags are pretty discernibly different looking than the plated full metal body armor that I previously had. So it'll be pretty easy to see crafters versus everybody else, even at a quick glance. So I rather like that design. So let's do skirts and rags and repeat Q. And another thing I could do is the crafting here. Where's the armor bench? The plate beating station. I'm going to set up another plate beat station. So when Snowy doesn't have any heavy armor to make because she's out of plates to beat, I just queue her up to make some more plates. And then I think on top of that, it would help if there was better lighting right around them as well. So my raw iron queue actually looks pretty sad, truth be told. My steel bars, we're getting a fair bit. That's because we're mostly using heavy armor plates. And that doesn't involve steel. So here are some more legs. I think those are both for Dacatist that's crippled over there. But Heresy, what you should do is make Motors is electrical components and... yeah, let's do a repeat queue of motors, because we're just about out of motors. We have like one motor left. And that will level up her robotics. Ideally, once I have the top tier scout legs and lifter arms, I'd like her to be able to crank out some masterwork ones. So she's at specialist right now, which is not bad. Specialist is actually really, really good. But, you know, it's one tier shy of masterwork. But the masterwork is where it's at. What about my strength trainers? I don't want to overtrain them. As you can see here, the people that got hurt are still resting up. So my strength trainers, let's take a look. We're at 49, 39, 52. So at 52, we're getting pretty close to what we need for strength on Louis here. I'm going to drop 4 kilograms. I'm going to drop some of this stuff here. Yes, littering. Just to fill his inventory up so he's more encumbered. Because we're looking for 50% encumbrance. And wasted and rage dropped below... oops. Dropped below that amount. I also need to make room for water. This isn't the necessarily most dense items that I could carry. But it'll have to do. So wasted is now just moving one water at a time. But as long as they have 50% strength XP, that's good enough. And as you can see, they're still carrying the dead scrawny cannibals. Actually, one's unconscious. Oops, 2's unconscious. Yeah, the queen doesn't believe in slavery, but they're not really imprisoned. So, technically not slavery. Yeah, it's not great. Jay, I want you to poke up over here. Let's go ahead and hook up some nice lights to this. I kind of like these standard lampposts that we were using previously, the newfangled ones. I don't care much for. But in here, this is going to be the conversion room. And I think given the sort of momentous occasion of converting, I'm going to just have one cage per... I'm just only can convert one at a time. So we'll set one cage up, and eventually I'll have that whole facility set up. Where is... my main group made it how far? Man, we're not even at a cat. So still a ton of big things around. But I think I've given it enough time for everybody, except for Frenchie. Frenchie, why are you the only one that is not healing up quick? I'm just going to reset his bed. Kind of wish that animals could get out of their beds by themselves. So let's start packing camp. So we're just about ready to go. Oh boy. Well, these are just standard beaks and not the scary high tier beaks. So another reason that... they're kind of ignoring me. They won't for long. Another reason that my rangers took so much damage is simply because I didn't have them unranged. So they went in for melees. And that's a big no-no when you have a bunch of ranged people. That have ranged gear. Yeah, here we go. So I just turned the range back on. This is standard beaks. This should not be super difficult compared to the last fight. As you can see, the hits that I'm taking are not high double digits anymore. The difference between the elite gutters and the non-elite gutters is night and day. So the only ones that are probably taking significant hits, and of course I just packed up the whole camp. It's possible to rest elsewhere, so I'm not going to hold up and rest around here unless, Oz, you're fine. I know, I'm so mean to him. Hollow should heal though. Hollow doesn't have heavy armor. So limb hits hit him a bit harder. Oh, you got back up. That's cute. And you're back down. Yeah, I didn't really finish any of those off. Alright, Hollow, that's going to have to be good enough. I have a need to get moving. So, Droidin, you want to lead the way? I think you're the slowest. Let's get out of elite beak territory. Let's get going. Hit the road. Running straight through boulders. Now, there's a lot more to do around here, and I'm going to have to obviously come for a return trip. We're certainly not done, but this was more or less a research run. So, in the spirit of said research run, let's head out. So taking a look at my tech tree. I meant to do this already. So those, I'll have 4 total ancient AI cores. So that allows me to do high-speed legs, which is the best possible legs that I'll want. That allows scout legs, which hive scout legs, which allow me to run insanely fast. And then I'm also going to need to research skeletal arms, which is the prerequisite for the strong arms, which is great for meleeers, and then where's the other arms? I don't even I don't possibly have them researched because they're not prereqed. Oh, I don't think you can ever craft them. Yeah, maybe that's the case. So what I'm talking about is the yeah, I don't think you can craft them. Oh no, I already can make these steady and thief arms. I should probably do that. I might want to wait for Heresy to be able to make Masterworks reliably though. So the steady and thief arm is really good for bow people. And the lifter arms are good for non-bow people. The ones that have to carry weight. It's a long process, but Louis here is getting pretty close to the amount of strength he'll need to operate, to behave, to, permanent. Acid, you are falling behind. All right, let's all follow Acid then. All right, so the other plate beating station is done. Jumping, I'm going to pause while I jump back, just so I don't have any crashes, like last episode. Snowy. Let's reorder this. So primarily hull to storage, then make the heavy armor, then plate beat. That is your current order. Where are you? I don't know where she went. She probably went to get fabrics for the armor. Yes, you're doing it right. So here's a... Ooh. Snowy, let's have you snatch that masterwork. And then Resnick, you're going to get the specialist. Resnick's getting the hand-me-downs. Now, given my current... Well, I don't have a lot of iron plates. Given my current surplus of power, I could also hook up another ore drill. Oh, output's full. If output's full, that means I'm just doing a bad job of making sure that we're using it up. I need to reorder hauling and whatnot. So, Jurt. Haul to ore storage, haul to iron plate storage, haul to steel bar storage. Not a sexy job, but someone's got to do it. Now, once my entire city is set up, I can go through and carefully handpick the jobs that everyone has and make sure that we don't have any idleness or anything like that, but I'm not at that point yet. G-Man is barely keeping up with his fuel that he needs to make. Meat Pants, is there really nothing for you to do? No, yeah, I stand corrected. There's really nothing for you to do over there. So that might be a good job for Meat Pants to have, is like hauling to ore storage when he's not farming. Something like that. I also haven't cooked in a while. I'm starting to feel the urge to cook. Oh no, we have so many more food items. I'm just gonna wait. God, we have a lot of stuff. Of course, you walk on out of there. Where's my wheat? Stores. Cactus is empty. How could cactus be empty? Haul to cactus. So, what, we just haven't had a cactus yield? Oh, we're yielding cactus now. Where are the cactus? These cacti must be headed to these temporary boxes or something. I don't... Oh, yeah, that's where... Oh, boy. Yikes. That's where they're going. I need to really decimate these temp boxes at some point. That's going to be easiest to do once Osgolo's home. So I'm going to wait to do that. Because Osgolo will have the inventory space to move that kind of stuff. Alright, so we're in Shem. We're pretty close to the Deadlands, which allows us to get to the scrap house. Beep. Oh, Beep got lasered. Alright, hold up. Patching up Beep. I was wondering why Beep was the slowest. He's also somewhat encumbered, too. Because he's been looting the big things for me. Alright, now he's 23. That makes him faster. Now, despite the fact that I'm getting all the wonderful robotics, I'm about to have almost all the... 2 more AI cores and I'll have all the robotic stuff I want. I'm still not allowed to purposefully amputate anyone. That's against the rules, so... Yeah. So this prison is not set up yet. We're still waiting for the iron plates. And someone is targeting us. Something. Who are you? Hungry Bandits? Yeah, it's a joke. Trust me, you don't want me to stop. Because if I stop, you're gonna die. And I'm feeling a mite bit generous today. Well, actually, whoa, jeez. I just accidentally ran in here. Ooh, there is broken metal robots here. Are they going to shoot me? Yep. Uh-oh. They just knocked Hella unconscious. And they're throwing her out. Alright, well, you guys gotta die then. Hold on. So these are some rogue robots that are guarding this research facility. Hella, you've had a bad time with strikes to the head. You gotta take lessons from Talon. He doesn't have a lot of armor and he never goes down. So some of them are manning mounted crossbows, which hypothetically are shooting us. I gotta say, these skeletons really do blend in with their environment. Alright, it seems like there's 2 left. And they'll just indefinitely reboot. Camping! I'm just gonna do 1 bed. Alright, no, I'll do 5. I'll do a stack of the beds. Because Hella here is the only one that can pick her way through any of this, so for us to loot this facility... no, someone actually might have the picking chops, but chances are I'm gonna have to wait. And yeah, Talon just punched him out. He's like, oh, hello. Ooh, Thor has a really badly mangled leg. Yeah. I guess we are more wounded than I had thought. These robots have pretty good weapons. Weapons that hit pretty hard. Plus, they're skeletons. Skeletons are naturally pretty tough. Do you die if I take your... No, you don't die if I take your skeleton repair kit. I don't really need a skeleton repair kit. Alright, Queen sleeps first. Some of this damage is just from being lasered. See how they coordinate when they get back up? They were all lying in wait after having rebooted. Thor, you shouldn't be on your feet. And Sing Healy, you shouldn't either. I am supposed to avoid purposeful amputation and the like. Alright, Queen's had about enough of these skeletons. She can execute who she wants. And she's going to go around turning them off. At this point, knocking them back out is more or less a formality. Oh, but this one knocked out Hollow. They do come with such nice off switches. That, of course, is modded in. Alright, Hollow's back up. Let's get everyone clustered so I can actually start assessing health. Hella, you're back on your feet. I'd like for you to heal, but you're, I think, probably the only one that can successfully pick through some of these boxes. So instead of healing, you will be thieving. So the prisoner cage is done. Yep. There was a bit of a reason. At this point, I have so much money. I'm not going to worry about the not going to worry about all the loot. Just the stuff that, you know, I'm not going to be able to buy out anywhere else. Ancient books. Top of the list. Earlier. 1 in 4. Oh, there we go. MK2 Ninja Blade, that's not terrible. It's not as good as your Meito one, though. I forgot that she had a Meito weapon on her. Alright, I believe that is everything on this side of the facility. Time to switch sides. So, I think after this excursion, pretty much anything that requires regular ancient science books, I call them regular, but they're still really rare, of course, I will have and not need anymore. Maybe close. So I think that's everything on this side. And you are definitely going to need to rest up. Telling you too. What about Cookie? Nope, Cookie's good. Okay, we're almost ready to move on. This was worth it. I mean, there was enough science books to... Really, any excursion that yields science books and no one dies is worth it, in my opinion. And the Queen's opinion, too. She loves science. I'm going to give Hella another few seconds of rest. She's had a lot of blows to the head. And given that she's the only one that's able to break into anything, she's our thief, our burglar, she's our Bilbo. I need to sort of be more careful with her. I shouldn't have her lead scout. It's a dangerous thing for her to do. Alright, so that's all the bags. And heading north. Luckily, all this, like, acid water doesn't really affect hivers. They're acid immune. Acid is acid immune. And animals are also acid immune. Man, there are some spiders really close to the city here. I'm surprised. Usually they patrol a little bit more fervently to kill those things. No, that's not true. You do see them all the time. All right, Quinn, time to get trading. So it is maybe time to move over to Eagle Crosses. Ooh, black and chain shirts. I don't know that. They are almost have enough money for the Gurglehead. Old world bows, exotic weapons. Oh my god. Desert sabers. My money is going bye-bye. Here's an old world bow MK1. Eagle cross. Bye-bye money. Let me learn these blueprints. And then... Oh. And then I can make sure not to have duplicates. What else you got? Foreign sabers. Map of the Ashlands. I think that's it. I think I bought I'm also going to buy the Jenny cores from you. So let's sell the Gurgle Head. Buy the generator cores because they're nice strength training items. Sell the Palicross, sell the Iron Club, sell the robotic parts that I don't need. Getting rid of the old assassin rag. Electrical components. I wonder why I select Queen and he keeps talking to Hella. Slightly confused by that. All right, so what else do I have to sell? These grand fish aren't really worth selling. I think that's about it. Oh, I should learn the map of the Ashlands. So this adds ominous place to my map, which is... I'm not even going to say anything about it. I don't want to spoil anything. So now I know how to make eagle crosses. So if I want... Oh, black and chainmail. Yep. If I want eagle crosses, which are the... sort of the strongest crossbows, I could make them. But the friendly fire from them is pretty horrifying, if I do say so myself. So here are some Edge 3 Foreign Sabers. That would be fairly amazing to use. I just don't know if I want to buy them. Part of me does, part of me doesn't. What about... Do you have amazing frag axes? You have an Edge 1 frag axe. Beep's not strong enough to use that yet. I needed strength trained Beep. Y'all probably want Beep to have some giant blade. That's his goal. Another thing that I might want to do is just buy some ammo, because I am gonna have to travel through hostile territory on my way home. So this was a pretty fruitful trip. They don't have any bolts. Really? 0 bolts? None at all? And I don't think there's anyone else to trade here. Alright, well, my rangers are not going to have ammo. That's okay. It was a pretty good trip regardless. Oh, you know what? I forgot one thing. Do you guys... They don't tend to have armor. Yeah. They will have the odd piece of armor. I really need to go to the Armor King for armor. Alright, so let's skedaddle. Let's leave. We want to get home with this bounty. We're going to have to head towards the hub and then swing north. I don't want to go through Holy Nation territory and risk antagonizing swarms of paladins. Now the rest of the city here, well, let's see. We got an armory here, but that's not like an armory that you buy stuff at. You have a bunch of these little shanty places, a bar. You know, let's stop briefly into the bar. Maybe they have bolts. Robotics shop and storage, yeah. So bar, I think, is our best bet for bolts. Also has a rented skeleton bed for Queen if I want to heal her arm fully. No. No bolts. But I'll rent a bed. Get her arm up to 100%. Oh, Sad Neil. Sorry, Sad Neil. You're not making friends with me today. Pushing on. And I'm actually going to regroup right here because it's just about the end of the episode, guys. So I want to all be standing close together. We've got some more armored rags to dole out to crafters, but I'm going to have to do that another day. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for all your unbelievable support for this series and your feedback. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, adventures for me to go on, stuff for me to think about, changes to the town, anything like that, just drop me a line. I'm receptive of that kind of feedback. And I do hope that you enjoyed this episode and tune in next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all later. Adios.